I want to share an idea with you that if you can get this idea all the way in and live through this idea, it is my absolute promise to you, my promise, that you are going to feel so much more peace in your life, so much more ease within your relationships and your choices. Here's the idea, and you may have heard it before, and hear it again as if for the first time, because we're new in every moment. Everybody is doing the best that they can with the level of thinking that they have access to. What does that mean? We're all living life through our own experience, through our own lenses, some might say, through our own ideas. Reality in the world is not a fixed experience. Communication is what's heard, not what's said. I have absolutely no idea what you're hearing in what I'm saying right now. And I do this with clients, with my kids, with everything now that I've learned this, is I'll speak something and then I say, what are you hearing in that? What are you hearing that for you? Or just what are you hearing? And it's sometimes really surprising what the other person hears from what I feel like I've shared. It's not right or wrong what they've heard. We do this in my house with my kids. It's like, I heard you say whatever. The kids will say, you said. And I'll say, well, that's what you heard. Not arguing with that. And what I said was. So communication is what's heard, and we know what we're saying, and that in itself, if you can understand that piece alone, that can create so much more possibility for understanding. I kind of knew that and I didn't. I remember having a really like a conflict with somebody where I had said something and they had heard it in a way that I had not said it. They had heard it as a full-blown attack, which is not where I was coming from. And that doesn't change the fact that that's what they experienced. So that person was not trying to manipulate me. That person was not trying to make a big deal out of nothing or anything like that. That person, that individual, experienced me in a certain way because of their life experience, because of their history, because of the way that they view the world and experience the world, doing the best they could with the level of thinking they had. I didn't know that at the time. I just thought they were a bit crazy. This was back in my 20s for this particular situation. And I think that there's a fairly general consensus these days that everybody has their own reality, their own experience, their own ideas. Now, when we can really understand that everybody's doing the best they can with the level of thinking that they have access to, there's another piece to it. It's, and I know who I am and I know where I'm coming from. What does that mean? It means I don't need to justify or explain any of my choices in my life to create any ease in you. I had a situation recently where someone was quite upset with me over something. And it was a misunderstanding. And what I got to do now, a previous version of me would have got into a full-on dialogue about that. There were some threats being made in my perception. And not violent ones or anything, but it got shitty. That's the best way of putting it. And I was noticing that it was getting a bit shitty, and I had a feeling about that. I felt a certain way. Now, everyone's doing the best they can with the level of thinking they have access to. That includes me. So, if I'm feeling a certain way, I'm starting to feel defensive, I'm starting to feel like heavy, stressed out, well, then the thinking I have access to is not going to be connective. It's not going to create any kind of possibility for connection. It's not going to be solution orientated. Stress does not birth solutions. Solutions aren't found in stress. That's what I like to say. So my role in that moment is not to defend, not to justify, not to explain, not to feed any of that energy, but rather to come back into me. And there's so many ways that you can bring yourself in from a stressed out state in your nervous system into a restful, a creative, open state. You can use your breath, you can use your body, you can move. Now, in this particular instance, I just remembered, oh, wait a minute. A person isn't attacking me. Feels like they're attacking me, feels like I better get defensive, but then that's not necessarily true. So is there another way of seeing it? Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. That person's feeling powerless in this moment. And I get to have compassion for that. And I get to stand in my truth. And so from this creative space, my nervous system settled in a second because I saw it in a different way. I saw it in what I believe to be a more truthful way. I stated my truth. Didn't go into a big dialogue about anything. I stated my truth. I acknowledged their reality. I stated my truth. And that acknowledgement piece is really important. And by the time I saw that person again, which was on that day, it was like nothing had ever happened. Now, a few years ago, that would have created a ton of energy in me, ton of energy in them, and days. I could have been stressed out about that for days. Everyone's doing the best they can with the level of thinking that they have access to. Oh, that includes me. What thinking do I have access to right now? It's pretty stressful. I get to do something about that. Once I've done something about that, I can see that in the other person and feel it. It's not a conceptual thing. It's not like, oh yeah, they are doing their best, but they're an arsehole. Like, no, it's not it. It's not the path to freedom and to connection and to solution. So what are you hearing in this for you? I'd love to know what you're hearing in this, because communication is what's heard, and I would love this to be a dialogue so that I can really know what you're hearing, and I can create more videos around that if there's anything that you object to in what I've said. I love that. Let's create, let's play. If there's anything that you would like to hear more about, then leave me a comment down below. And if you are having a relational sticky point, something that you find really challenging, then get in touch and we'll have a one-to-one conversation and we'll shift that for you. Sending you so much love. See you in the next video.